house with a door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready to play? What's the day?
It's Monday. Hello. Have you ever listened to the noises that the things around you make? What about this drawer? What sort of noise does it make? Swish, 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 and a bump. Swishing and a bumping noise. Something in here as well. There's a tin in here. What sort of noise does that make? A clanking noise. I think there's something in here. Yes, there is. Paper clips. Metal paper clips. That's what makes the noise. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, 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 clank. What else? Paper, rustling sound. What about these? Keys. What sort of noise do you think keys would make? Jangle, jangle. Jangle, jangle. Sort of jangling noise, isn't it? Could be a bit like bells, do you think? Bells ringing. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Something else here. It's a pencil sharpener. What sort of noise would that make, do you think? Turn the handle. Whir, whir, whir. Whir, whir, whir. Crunch, 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 crunch. Anything else? Here's something. It's not making any noise yet, this clock. But if I wind it up, you listen to the sound it makes. Can you hear? Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. Clocks make very peaceful sounds.
Hello. This machine makes a noise too. Do you know what it's called? It's called a typewriter. Johnny used one before. I'll show you how it works. If I take this top off, you can have a look inside. Now, if you look in there, there's a different knob to press for every letter in the alphabet. And they print the letter onto the paper. So you can type any word you like. Let's put this back on there. I've got a shopping list here. Let me just finish that. Now, what have I put on here? Ah, yes, now I need some S-O-A-P, soap. Now, have a listen to the different sounds a typewriter makes. Oh, there's a nice one. Right. Put in some fresh paper. Straighten it out. Now, have a listen. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? A bell. Listen, listen. Oh, it's a good sound. Black sheep, have you any wool? Oh, yes, sir, 3 bags full. And the typewriter rolls. It's quite musical, isn't it? Got a lot of rhythm. There's a piece of music called the Typewriter Song. And it's a very fast piece. You need lots of fingers. Most people usually use all their fingers. I can only use 2. So let's see if I can keep up to the time of this music. I didn't do very well with my 2 fingers. Now your turn. Pretend you've got a typewriter. Ready with your fingers? Loosen them up. And give it a good bashing. You ready? Steady, go!
Different musical sounds with all these things. First of all, low notes. And then high notes. La 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 la. Lo 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 lo. And all the notes in between as well. And then all the way down again. You hear them going down? I'll go up again. I'll play a tune, and you see if you know what tune it is. Do you know? Any clues? Mary, Mary, quite contrary. I'll start again. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Different musical sounds from all these things. But how did the music of the world begin? Did it start with a whistle? Or a violin? With a parp, parp, parp? Or the twankle of a harp? Or the booming of a big bass drum? Or did the wind, through the branches swaying, whisper the words of a song? Did the rustling reeds and the buzzing bees sing a tune we have loved so long? Bzz, bzz.
Yes, that's how the music of the world began, with a whistle and a fiddle and an old tin pan, a pop, 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 and the twankle of the harp, and the booming big bass drum. Yes, that's how the music of the world began, with a whistle and a fiddle and an old tin pan, a pop, 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 and the twankle of the harp, and the booming of the big bass drum, and the booming of the big bass drum.
Hello.
James Blades has come to tell the story today, and he's brought some of his musical instruments with him. Which ones are you going to use today, James?
The gong. And the xylophone.
Well, while James gets ready, have a look at the clock and see what time it says. Well, the long hand is pointing straight the way up, so that means it's something o'clock. And the short hand is pointing to the one. So today the clock says 1 o'clock. And what's underneath? Sticks of different lengths.
This is a story about a Chinese boy who loved to hear a xylophone played The boy's name was Ting Ling, and he lived in a country where instead of a queen like ours, they had an emperor. And this emperor's name was Nanki Poo. And Nanki Poo lived in a big palace. And in the palace, there was a band, because the emperor was very fond of music. Now, Ting Ling was able to listen to the emperor's band because his father worked in the palace. The man that Nanki Poo liked the best was a man who played on a big xylophone. His name was Poppity Ponk, and he could play fast music, like this. When old Poppity Ponk played fast music, Ting Ling, he used to pretend that he was holding the xylophone beaters, and he beat on his chest, like this. One day, Emperor Nanki Poo, he said that he would give a prize to the one that could write a nice slow tune and play it on a xylophone. Ting Ling heard about this, and he made up his mind to win that prize. But Ting Ling was a poor boy. He couldn't afford a real xylophone. But he had a wonderful idea, and he kept it a secret. He went out into a forest, and he gathered some tree branches, and he made a xylophone. See? Little pieces of wood, and they make different sounds. Ting Ling practiced hard. At last came the great day for the competition. And into the palace came Nanki Poo. And this is the tune that Ting Ling played. Nanki Poo, he liked Ting Ling's tune so much that he gave him the prize, a real xylophone that Ting Ling could play. Ting Ling practiced so hard that soon he was able to play a tune like this. Ting Ling loved his new xylophone, but he always kept the one he'd made, and he always remembered his nice, slow tune.
Pretend you've got a xylophone to play. Have a go. I've got some other instruments here. I've got a big drum. Big drum. Have a listen. Good meaty sound, that. Good deep. Then on this side, I've got a gong. A big gong. Listen. Good sound. So, when you hear the drum, hit the drum, and when you hear the gong, hit the gong, and when you hear the xylophone, give it a good play. You ready? Now, what's first? Xylophone. Drum.
big drum. And a little drum. Ra-pa-pa-pum, 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 ra-pa-pa-pum. Now, a long xylophone. And also a big round gong. A gong. Different musical instruments, but if I put faces on them, tiny eyes. And patterns on them. And also long, long tails fluttering out like that, crossing each other and bending around, flying in the sky, in the wind. What do you think those could be high up in the sky? They're kites flying up in the sky. And through the windows today, you can see some kites, all sorts of shapes and all sorts of sizes, and they're being flown by people in a country called China. And you can see them through the square window. Are those birds? Or are they kites? They're kites. A lot of people come to see the kites fly. You need a bit of wind to fly a kite. A piece of string is on one end, you hold the other bit, and away it flies into the air. There's one with a very long tail. I wonder if that one will fly.
These balloons float quite well. That's because they're filled with a special gas that makes them float. But they don't make any noise, do they, balloons? Listen. Very quiet. But they can make a noise. Do you know how? Listen. when you beat them like a drum. Bang on a drum with your thumb. It's enough if you don't know how, just to cool off your fevered brow with the rhythm of a drum.
Bang on a drum with your thumb. It's enough if you don't know how, just to cool off your fevered brow with the rhythm of a drum.
Tap out a tune for the moon and relax a while, and the world will admire your style. Get some cymbals and clang it, get a drum and go bang it. Bang on a drum with your thumb. It's enough if you don't know how, not tomorrow, I mean right now. Get the rhythm of a drum.
Time for us to go now. But perhaps you might like to listen to the noises around you and see if any of them remind you of musical instruments. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.